Hey everyone, this is Ishamon from Bibliomaniac Cinephile, and today we're going to be specifically talking about the Academy Awards. The focus of this video is mainly going to revolve around the nominees of this year. But before I rush into that, I might as well as give you a gist or a glance of what the Academy Awards represent or the history behind it, right? And I have my system open right beside me so that I can just refer to the nominees and the nominations of this year, so that I don't miss out on anyone or any particular nomination or any particular detail that needs to be mentioned in this video. So just bear with me when I shuttle my eyes back and forth, right? So apologies for that. So according to the historical aspect, the very first Academy Awards was conducted in the year 1927 and it wasn't even called the Oscars. Like I said, it only had 270 members, 270 people as the audience, which is very less as compared to the one that is conducted today, and it wasn't even conducted in the Dolby Theatre. It was a very small event and it wasn't even televised. It was only after 1939 when the statuette or the trophy that is awarded in the event or the function was called or named the Oscars, because back in 1931, Margaret Herrick, the Academy executive back then, thought that the statuette reminded her of a cousin named Oscar Pierce, and that's how they adopted the name. And it's a very simple story, but it's quite interesting and intriguing when you think about it right now, and how this one person's quote has pretty much made a huge dent in the history, right? A huge mark. And I think the very first televised Oscar show was somewhere around 1950s. Apologies if I'm wrong, but the number of categories that we have today are 24. This year we're gonna have 23 categories because best sound mixing has been merged into best sound, and there's this one category for that particular award. And the Academy Awards is conducted by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, which is like the BAFTA of US. BAFTA is a similar organization in Great Britain. And this is probably one such unique year that we have only 170 members attending the Oscars because of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's going to be conducted in Dolby Theatre like always, like every single edition of Oscars, but this time they've also added another venue so that people needn't be confined to one particular space, so that it's way more safer, right? So the other one being Union Station, Los Angeles. The event was supposed to be conducted 2 months before April. It was around February, but because of practical reasons, again they had to postpone it to April 25th, 2021. March 15th was when the nominees were announced. The nominations were announced by Nick Jonas and Priyanka Chopra on the official website. So if you want to go and check it out, go and check it out too, so that you can just refer these nominations to this particular video. Now let's jump into the nominees right now, because I've been bullshitting a lot, but the superficial thing. So yeah, I'm just going to be focusing on the major 4 to 6 awards, like the Best Picture, Best Director, Best Supporting Actor and Actresses, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Director. I would be missing out on a lot of other awards. Just Apologies for that because we don't have time for that in the video. I'm just going to go through or skim through all the major nominations and talk about my opinions regarding it. Not even all the movies for that matter, but just a gist, right? Now let's talk about Best Picture. Now there are around 8 nominations this year. Uh, what I do feel is there are 3 main contenders of this, but I do think that I figured out the winner of this year already. There are many main contenders such as The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Trial of Chicago 7, which has Eddie Redmayne in it, so it's a very interesting movie. You have to go and watch it. Very different concept. Sound of Metal again, a very different concept, a beautiful movie, and Riz Ahmed did a wonderful job. Also, Riz Ahmed is the first person, or first South Asian to have been nominated for the Oscars. So, I mean, it's a beautiful thing, isn't it? What I do feel is Judas and the Black Messiah is a very promising movie. I mean, for me, it has probably already won the Oscar, right? My prediction might go wrong, but Shaka King has been a very promising director. It's been produced by Ryan Coogler, and not just because of the fact that it talks about black culture in general, but also because of how good the movie is and how good the performance is by Daniel Kaluuya. Right, The Father is another main contender right after this because of how good the performance is again by Anthony Hopkins and Olivia Colman, and I'm a huge fan of Olivia Colman and Anthony Hopkins. If you would have seen my previous videos. The third one, according to me, would be The Trial of Chicago 7, like I've already mentioned. But Mank, for some reason, I think, is going to be the Irishman of 2021 Oscars because they were nominated for several awards at Golden Globes. I think around 8 awards or something. But they didn't win even a single award. And usually it so happens. It's just not a speculation, but this is my observation. I might be wrong, but if a particular award is being given to a performance at the Golden Globes, then it is more likely that that same particular nominee is going to win that same award at the Oscars, at the Academy Awards, a month later, because that's how it usually works. Because Golden Globes and the Academy Awards are probably one of the best or the biggest award functions in the world. Yes, Golden Globes is conducted by the foreign press media, but they're very similar to each other because the fact that it's deeply rooted into Hollywood and they are the biggest and the best award shows on the face of the earth. Talking about the best actor, we have 5 nominees. We have Gary Oldman for Mank. We have Steven Yeun for Minari. We have Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal. We have Chadwick Boseman. We have Anthony Hopkins for The Father. Now, sadly, Chadwick Boseman is not alive, and huge respect goes out to him for the fact that he carried out his responsibility of acting in the movie Black Panther, and carrying that role with his strength as always, and sticking to the authenticity of the character and not breaking from the character despite fighting cancer. And we didn't even know that. He didn't even tell anyone because he did not want the sympathy, and yet he acted so well. And in this movie, Rock Bottom, his character's name is Levy Green, and you should probably go. I mean, I haven't watched the movie, but as per critiques, I feel that Chadwick Boseman has a huge chance, and he might win the Oscar posthumously, just like how Heath Ledger did, right? And I still remember the very first memory of me watching an Oscar was at the year 2008 when Heath Ledger won Best Supporting Actor for Dark Knight as the Joker. posthumously, and it kind of etched a memory in my brain that hasn't been washed off yet. And I realized how much Oscars meant to these actors and the significance that it has on the culture, on the Western culture, and how important it is, and how far these actors would go in terms of method acting to win an Oscar, and how prestigious this award is. So yeah, Riz Ahmed has a very good chance too. Anthony Hopkins does too. I don't know about Gary Oldman, but Anthony Hopkins has a huge chance because of his portrayal at in the movie Father. So yeah, these are the three contenders that I think would possibly win. Best actress: Viola Davis, Andra Day, Vanessa Kirby, Frances McDormand, and Carey Mulligan. Vanessa Kirby, if you would remember, was the person who played the role of Princess Margaret in The Crown, and I don't know if she'd win the Oscar, but let's see. Because for me, she has to be one of the most promising actresses out there right now. But for me, the strongest contender of this particular year, I feel, is Viola Davis, by all means. She's pretty much like Meryl Streep, right? She gets nominated every other time, and how strong of an actress she is. So, and she is the main character of the movie. Marini's black bottom, and her character Marini is the most integral aspect of the movie. I haven't watched the movie yet, but I do feel that Viola Davis might win it. Yeah. When it comes to the best supporting actor, I mean, there's so many nominees, but I have one particular as my favorite. I just don't want to spill it out. I'll talk about it after I talk about all the nominees. Best supporting actor has many nominees such as Baron Cohen from The Trial of Chicago 7, Daniel Kaluuya, Judas the Black Messiah, Leslie Odom Jr. from One Night in Miami, Paul Raci from Sound of Metal, and Lakeith Stanfield from Judas and the Black Messiah. Now, like I said, Daniel Kaluuya is a beautiful actor and could win the award for the best supporting actor. But there's one strong contender out there, and that is Sacha Baron Cohen, who has pretty much made everyone's childhood, after acting in the movie The Dictator, and how good of an actor he is and how good of a writer he is. And I think he has a huge chance this year, right? Talking about the best supporting actresses, we have Olivia Colman in The Father, Amanda Seyfried, we have Glenn Close, we have Maria Bakalova, and we have Yoon Yoo Chung in Minari. Amanda Seyfried might win it, but like I said, the Mank as a movie hasn't had a great year yet. So let's see. But I do think that Olivia Colman might bag an award. She's become a strong contender since she has won back in 2019 and might win again. You never know. The best director though, being Thomas Winterberg for Another Round, and David Fincher for Mank, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, and Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. What I feel is Lee Isaac Chung has a huge chance because of, not just because of how good the movie has been, but I feel like the Koreans are on a roll. Last year was the very first year when a foreign director and a foreign movie won the Best Picture award, and won the Best Director award for Parasite. And if this year Lee Isaac Chung wins it, it would be history repeated. But let's see. Let's just brace ourselves and watch it. But I do want David Fincher to win it badly because of how good a director he is and how he has worked hard for all these years. But like I said, Mank hasn't had a great year. So fingers crossed. I hope they do win. Let's see. I mean, it's just quite ambiguous for me. I mean, I don't see a reason why Mank shouldn't win an award, but like I said, it's just a bad year for them. Just a bad year for David Fincher, maybe. Who knows? Like I said, if Lee Isaac Chung wins it, if Lee Isaac Chung wins it, has to be history repeated. Bong Joon-ho winning the Best Director last year, I feel that has had a major impact and has a huge cultural significance today because it shows that anyone can win an Oscar, right? Even though the Oscars, for some reason, I've always felt that have been heavily biased and sometimes even racist for that matter. Because I still remember, I still remember watching this video when Marlon Brando won the award, but he refused to take it and sent a Native American, an Indian woman, to the stage, and she was booed badly. And that's how racist the Oscars have been. That's how intolerant the Oscars have been. But lately, they've been showing that they can change. And Bong Joon-ho has been probably one of the biggest examples that has been set, right? So that has to be there. And last year, Joaquin Phoenix won after a long time, someone who deserved it. So if something like that happens this year, I'd be really happy because it was such a satisfying Oscars last year because everyone won because they deserved. And Brad Pitt won an Oscar after a long time because he deserved. So I hope something like that happens this year. And that's it from my side. Fingers crossed. I'm just waiting. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna watch it. And I've been watching the Academy Awards since I've been a young kid. So yeah. If you have, I mean, my pronunciations have been really bad in this video because I just woke up and I'm really not even able to open my mouth. But I'm really, really, really pumped up for this award show. Let's see what happens, and I'll give you an update when the award show concludes, and I'll give you a summary and a conclusion video all together at the very end. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and do drop your comments and let us know what we can do in the future.